At the National Assembly this afternoon, two bills aimed at initiating special investigations into allegations against President Yoon and First Lady Kim Gon-hee have failed to pass the latest National Assembly vote. Our correspondent Lee Si-hoo joins me here for more. Si-hoo, tell us the result of the vote.
Right, Jung-min, today of the 300 lawmakers, 198 voted in favor of the special prosecutor bill targeting President Yoon, while 101 voted against it and one abstained, just 2 yes votes short of passing it. While for the bill against the First Lady, 196 voted in favor. 103 voted against, while 1 vote was deemed invalid. Now, this means the bills are now officially lapsed. The opposition-led bill sought to investigate the insurrection charges against the president for his brief imposition of martial law and alleged stock manipulation by his wife. Now, the bills were vetoed by acting President Choi Sang-mok last week and sent back to the National Assembly for a revote. For the bills to pass after Choi's veto, they required at least a majority attendance and 2/3 approval of those present, which is a higher threshold than the numbers needed for the initial approval by the Assembly. Assuming full support from the 192-member pan-opposition, the bills required 8 ruling party members to rebel against the ruling party's consensus today, which was to reject the bill. I must also note that this was the 4th vote on the bill targeting the First Lady after repeated vetoes by the president and the acting president. Now, ahead of the vote today, the Vice Minister of Justice appealed to the lawmakers on behalf of the government.
The government is not opposing the system of a special counsel itself. But first, political objectivity must be secured in the counsel appointment process. I ask that you consider this as you, once again, make a careful decision.
Now, that echoes the reasonings behind the veto by the acting president.
Right, so acting President Choi cited specific reasons for his veto last week. He said, for one, there's a risk of, quote, violation of constitutional principle in these bills that only grants the opposition lawmakers the authority to recommend members for the special counsel. Take a listen.
I have pondered countless times whether it is a responsible attitude to promulgate bills whose unconstitutionality has not been resolved, and while concerns remain on the national interest and the basic rights of the people.
Choi further urged the rival parties to once again negotiate on the details so that the people could ultimately accept the results of the investigation.
We have not seen such negotiations taking place since. What are the opposing stances of the rival parties?
Yes, Jung-min, so the DP has since denounced the government and the ruling party for, quote, going along with Yoon's insurrection attempt, adding that similar methods for council appointments were ruled constitutional by the Constitutional Court of Korea in the past. Now here's the DP floor leader from earlier today.
Refusing the appointment of a special counsel to look into the insurrection means not investigating or punishing people, even if they seriously violate laws and the Constitution. This is a declaration that they're aligning with the insurrection.
The PPP, on the other hand, argues the DP is using the potential prosecutor issue to achieve inappropriate political objectives. Listen in.
The DP is pushing for the 2 special prosecutor bills to wipe out the Conservative Party. They are trying to list an infinite number of PPP members and right-wing conservatives as subjects of investigation to devastate us.
In addition to the special prosecutor bills, the PPP decided to reject 6 other bills that the government also objected to. They included changes to the Grain Management Act affecting the farming industry and changes to the testimony rules at the National Assembly.
Si-hoo, what do we expect to see from the rival parties in the upcoming days?
Right, so with the rejection of bills tonight, the DP immediately burst out in protest and said it will work on a new version of the bill starting tonight, with the goal of reintroducing it tomorrow. The party added that it will try to make necessary changes to better meet the request of the ruling party in order to prioritize the bill's fast approval. It hinted at possible changes to council appointment rules and the scope of the investigation, while the PPP warned the DP to cease its repeated pushes for impeachment and special prosecutors and instead take a look into the issues involving the livelihood of the people. Now we expect to see the rival parties continue to lock horns over the possible arrest of President Yoon throughout this week, and so potential negotiations or revisions to bills rejected today seem unlikely anytime soon.
Our National Assembly correspondent Lee Shu, thank you.